The simple phrase "wet paint" often acts less as a warning and more as an invitation, presenting a peculiar challenge to human self-control. It suggests a surface in an unstable, transient state, which inherently triggers a deep-seated human curiosity, almost daring us to confirm its present condition. This phenomenon directly illustrates psychological reactance, where an explicit command not to do something paradoxically heightens our desire to do precisely that action. When our freedom to choose is threatened, even by a benign sign, we experience an unpleasant motivational arousal. To alleviate this, we often reassert our freedom by performing the prohibited behavior, even if the stakes are incredibly low, like acquiring a sticky finger. Consider the universal appeal of forbidden fruit. Its allure stems not primarily from its inherent taste, but from the very fact it was declared off-limits, transforming a mundane object into a symbol of defiance and discovery. Our primary interaction with the physical world begins through touch, a fundamental sensory channel that provides immediate, undeniable feedback about texture, temperature, and state. Unlike sight or hearing, which offer information from a distance, touch provides intimate, direct confirmation of reality, shaping our earliest understanding of object permanence. The words "wet paint" conjure an image of a unique, viscous texture, distinct from anything else we regularly encounter, demanding tactile verification in a way that dry paint simply does not. This isn't merely about feeling something, it's about resolving a sensory hypothesis. Our brains are constantly creating predictive models of the world, and any ambiguity, like an unseen, unique texture, triggers an almost insatiable urge for direct, physical investigation to update our internal map. This primal drive to probe and categorize shapes our understanding of objects from infancy, turning every novel surface into a potential learning opportunity. We might conceptualize the potential slipperiness of ice or the sharpness of a blade, but only direct touch provides the full, unequivocal data that truly integrates into our experiential knowledge. The wet paint sign presents a peculiar cognitive friction. Intellectually, we understand the warning and its implications, a mess, a ruined surface. Emotionally, however, a different impulse emerges, an almost rebellious urge to challenge the stated reality, to question the authority of the sign itself. Is the paint truly wet? How wet? This often stems from a subtle form of confirmation bias. Our minds seek to verify information through direct sensory experience, especially when the information is simple and easily testable, much like pressing an elevator button multiple times. The act of touching becomes a micro-act of defiance, a minor transgression against an impersonal rule, offering a fleeting sense of autonomy without significant consequence. There's a quiet satisfaction in confirming, or perhaps subtly subverting, the authoritative declaration, a brief moment of individual agency in a world filled with pervasive rules. This impulse is distinct from outright vandalism. It's a personal, internal challenge to an external boundary, a whisper of "I decide what is true," rather than a shout. The appeal of the wet paint sign lies precisely in its triviality, a crucial element in its irresistible draw. The consequences of touching it are exceptionally minimal: a smudged finger, perhaps a slight annoyance, or a fleeting moment of embarrassment. This low-stakes risk creates an accessible avenue for boundary testing without any real danger, contrasting sharply with the severe repercussions of breaking more significant societal rules. Unlike serious prohibitions, where the cost of defiance is high, the wet paint sign offers a miniature thrill, a safe space for minor rule-breaking, almost a psychological playground. It taps into a fundamental human drive to explore limits and understand consequences, an instinct that served our ancestors in more significant ways, such as testing the edge of a cliff or the edibility of a strange berry. This small act of curiosity satisfies an innate need for novelty, providing immediate, tangible feedback in a world often dominated by abstract information and delayed gratification, offering instant, albeit minor, sensory reward. The widespread nature of this compulsion suggests it's not merely an individual quirk, but a deeply ingrained human tendency, almost an unspoken, shared experience that transcends cultural divides. Across diverse cultures and demographics, the sight of a wet paint sign often elicits the same internal debate, hinting at a universal aspect of human psychology that binds us. While specific cultural norms shape our explicit interactions with authority and rules, the fundamental curiosity to verify, to explore, and to test limits appears to be a common thread woven into the fabric of our species. This shared impulse connects us to a broader lineage of explorers and innovators, from ancient cartographers charting unknown lands to modern scientists pushing the boundaries of knowledge. We are driven by the desire to move beyond the stated and into the experienced, transforming a simple warning into a moment of collective human inquiry, a subtle nod to our persistent drive for empirical understanding. The shared, almost conspiratorial glance exchanged after someone subtly touches wet paint is a testament to this widely understood minor human frailty.